Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, welcome to Vet Talks. We are the communicative platform that shows the amazing things that veterans are doing on a regular basis, and we are brought to you, and I am excited to say this, we are brought to you by Supreme Lending. We're not brought to you by Supreme. It's just one of those great things we get to say because Supreme Lending, our good friend Michael Chastain, and his company came on board as one of our commercial sponsors, so we could not do what we do without them. So thank you, Michael Chastain, Brian Phillips. Not the Brian Phillips that you're CEO, but Brian Phillips, the boss of Michael Chastain and the guys over at the Supreme Lending. So, hey, I am so excited to bring to you guys a good friend of mine, the man, the myth, the legend, the Lawless, JD Lawless. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. A little bit of a birthday party action for.
It wasn't a little bit because we talked about it before.
No, it was a little bit. So.
Doing some pancakes, pajamas, and some bowling.
We did. We have our babies turned 7, and me and Sheena just celebrated starting Thursday and spent the weekend with them and had a good family moment. So
that's amazing. You know what? And we missed you. We missed you guys out at Casino Royale on Thursday. But I know that was actually your twins' birthday. So
absolutely.
So yeah, we'll get you out there next year.
I'll be there.
So what day is their birthday so I can make sure that I'm not planning it on their birthday next year?
February 20th.
February 20th. So I'm going to make sure that next year it's not on February 20th. So
perfect.
But hey, man, so thank you so much for taking the time out. And as we said right at the beginning of the show is that we are a communicative platform that actually wants to highlight the amazing things that veterans are doing on a regular basis. Too many times the mainstream media, all we see is the negative. We see the suicide rates, the PTSD, and all that crap. But the thing is that it's an umbrella type of effect is that it doesn't show the amazing things that we're doing on a regular basis, the success that veterans are actually doing in corporate America, as well as the philanthropy that veterans do. Because you know what? Some of the most philanthropic people in this world are veterans because they continue to serve even after they hang up the uniform. And you are one of those gentlemen. So thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're a busy man because
absolutely.
You know you just told me before the show how many states that you're covering and everything like that. So kudos to you, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Between you and Sheena, you guys are like two of the busiest people I've ever met.
We try.
You know what? And that's all you can do. Do or not do. There is no try.
That's right. That's right.
Master Yoda. Hey, so do us a little bit of a favor. Tell us a little bit about your military career and then what you did with your transition, and just give us a little bit about who JD Lawless is.
Perfect. Yes, I can do that. So in '88, I joined. I went active duty. Did 20 years in the Army as an HR manager, a database manager.
Okay.
Did my time. Did time overseas. Went to Germany, went to Korea. Was in some divisions. Did some line support, all that stuff. Really enjoyed what I did. Retired in 2008 after Korea.
Okay.
And came back to Fort Riley, Kansas. Left there to come here, where my wife's from. Really started working back into the HR field, getting my feet back into that. Transition was not easy, even as an HR guy. Didn't know how to write a resume, didn't know how to translate it. So I struggled with that. It took me a little while to get my feet under me. And then been in the HR business since, been recruiting about 8 years now.
Okay.
So about 3 years now with FedEx office, and love what I do. It's just, it's about talking to people and helping people. And if I can make veterans a part of that, even more successful for them, then that's what I like to do.
That's beautiful. One of the things that you just said is that, even in the HR world for 20 years, you had a hard time writing a resume.
Absolutely.
Translating your skills into something that a civilian recruiter or civilian HR can understand.
Yep.
And, that's not just you. That's every single service member that is getting out of the service. One of the big things that Project Reload is trying to do is trying to bridge that gap. And, we work with the SFL TAP, the Soldier for Life program, the Transition Assistance Program, and we're trying to get them, because a lot of times we talk about readiness. The military is all about readiness, getting them ready for combat arms, no matter what. However, we're not getting them ready to transition. I honestly believe that the transition needs to start the day you step foot in the military. Like saying, okay, you might be an infantryman, but this is also what you do. This is all, you need to have that security manager, the operations manager, all these different levels so that they understand. So when they transition out, they're not going, oh yeah, I went to PLDC, WLC, BNOC, ANOC and all that stuff, because then, a civilian recruiter that's never been in the military is going to go, what?
That's too funny you say that. So me and a good friend of mine, Norma Hutchins, we actually spoke last week at Texas A&M Commerce about veteran transition.
Right.
And that's a difficult transition for everybody. Each person has their own destination, their own journey
Yeah.
in their service and for post-service. That transition piece is it can be different for everyone. It
Yeah.
can be difficult for some. It can be easy for some. But that piece was it's very important when you talk about Soldier for Life and TAPS and all that.
Yeah.
They do a great job. But like you said, they don't do it early enough. I think it should be, day one in the military. You should be talking about when you talked about an infantryman or a combat arms or a combat controller in the Air Force or whatever you did in the military to get those skills to not use that military jargon.
Yeah.
On your resume, you can be a platoon sergeant.
It's difficult.
But why would you put platoon sergeant? I'm a recruiter. I'm not searching for platoon sergeant.
Yeah.
I'm searching for operational managers. That's what you are. You manage people, you manage equipment, you manage budgets.
Yes.
You have to be able to translate those words onto that resume, and that's what's important to teach our veterans. And
no, absolutely.
On the flip side of that, to teach our companies how to read.
No,
those.
and you make a tremendous point, because I was just at Fort Benning last month, and I talked to 750 leaders there, and a lot of them, I looked at a lot of their resumes, and it says like command sergeant major and platoon sergeant, and I was straight up with them. I was like, look, that's great, but whatever's right here on your chest and on your collar, that doesn't matter. I was like, because guess what? If I don't understand what you did in the military, a recruiter's going to look at your resume for no more than 10 seconds. And then once they look at it and say, okay, next. So you have to be able to catch their eye in that first 5 seconds for them to continue reading. But it's funny because you said platoon sergeant. We bring CEOs out on these missions that have never been affiliated with the military whatsoever. And so when we say, hey, platoon sergeant, and they're like, oh, you mean that movie Platoon from like 1975? And then, I know what a sergeant is because I just met one. And I'm like, see, this is the disconnect, because a lot of CEOs, they just say, go hire more veterans.
Yep.
And it trickles down all the way down to the recruiters, and the recruiters are like, okay. And then they start looking for those veterans. But then what happens is they find the wrong veteran. They find the wrong talent. And it's just like in HR, it's like, we're looking after a talent pool, and you're going to find good talent. You're going to find bad talent. But the thing is if we can find the right hire that's going to stay with the company for the rest of their career, that's a right hire, because that's somebody that's actually given their life, giving their soul to that company.
Absolutely.
And that's a huge thing, especially with that. So tell us a little bit about what you do for FedEx Office. And because I know FedEx in general, is actually a veteran-ran organization. Fred Smith is a former Marine, but the thing is there's different entities of FedEx, correct?
Yes, sir. So FedEx, like you said, veteran-owned, Fred Smith, based out of Memphis, Tennessee. Each of our different opcos, we all have different missions, though. FedEx Ground, FedEx Freight, FedEx Express. That's the logistics side of it. That's the package movement. That's all of that people mostly think about, the planes and the cars and the trucks. So we're FedEx Office. We are completely a retail organization. We have over 2,000 stores across the country. And that's what we hire for. As my job as a field recruiter, I'm hiring for stores across the country. So I cover a lot of space across the country, from Nevada to Chicago to Arizona, now Texas, up to Michigan. So I cover a lot of space. And finding those hires from team member up to manager, that's important for us. Like you said, if a veteran can come in and do that, I'm all about that. That's not all I look for. But me as a veteran recruiter, as a recruiter who is a veteran, I can see that resume and understand if they don't have it in the right order. At least I know, but not all recruiters do. And we do a good job of that on my team. At least we talk. We have a couple of other veterans that are recruiters for FedEx Office, and we help everybody out. If somebody asks me, hey, this guy was a tank mechanic, what can he do? Well, this is what
what could he not do?
This is what he can do. This is what his skills are. Those translate into leadership and discipline and integrity, and all those are important things when you bring somebody in. Does he have any customer service? Well, we deal with people all the time in the military. Be it mostly internal customers. We still call them customers. Though. You deal with the motor sergeant. You deal with the HR people. You deal with the pay people. Everybody's a customer to you. You have to deal with people. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to know how to talk up and down the chain. So.
You got to be prepared no matter what. I mean, it's that next man up mentality. So it's you hit it right on the head. It's like you got to be able to talk up and talk down. So Do you see like a lot of veterans applying for FedEx or actually coming to work for FedEx?
We have our share. We're a federally contracted company. We strive to meet OFCCP standards of hire veterans, and we do a good job at that. If I identify a veteran that's applied for us, and maybe I don't have a right fit for him, I'm going to pass him along to other people that do.
Okay.
That may have a job opening that I don't. So I will absolutely do that. And
I love that.
we try. Not every company does a great job at hiring veterans.
Right.
We do the best we can with what we have, and we do. We do have some people. We have some key people that are veterans within our organization that we rely on to talk to. So.
Right. No, and what I love about FedEx in general is that when they go out there and they say that they're going to hire, they're going to do like a big push on hiring veterans. They actually meet those goals. They don't just do it for PR. They don't do it for social media likes or dislikes. What they're doing is they're actually going out there and they're, penetrating the market and trying to find the right hire, but they want to focus on veterans. And I think in the last 10 years with the research that I did is every time that they said that they were going to hire X amount of veterans, they go over that by like 20% because the thing is while they're out there looking, they're like, oh shoot, you're not right for this position. You're right for this position. And they will find a right home for you. And I love how you said that. It's like, if you can't find a home for them at FedEx, you're going to look and find other departments or other companies just to make sure you take care of that veteran.
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, we talk a lot on our team as veterans. I got a retired Navy guy that I work with on my team that I love. We can bounce ideas off each other. We can see a resume and talk about it and say, hey, let's send him over to so and so,
right.
Or even within our other company, say this guy was a truck driver. We don't do a lot of drivers at FedEx office. Let's send him over to ground and see if they got any driver positions open. And that's what we do as opcos. We all go to the same events together.
Yeah.
Even though we are different companies, we try the best we can within our little sibling selves to put it together and make the right decisions.
Well,
So.
I mean, but the thing is it's all under one brand.
Absolutely.
It's just like in the military. We might have people from other services.
Right.
Us Army, we try to stick together as much as we can. Then you have like the Air Force and the Marines, and now we got the Space Force. Don't want to forget about the Navy, but
there you go.
But the thing is we're all under the Department of Defense.
That's
and
right.
it's the same thing. It's like if somebody's not qualified for, and this happens a lot, it's like if they're not qualified for the Air Force, hey, guess what? Go oversee the Marine Corps or the Army, because we'll take you.
Right.
But we'll trade them into warriors. We'll trade them into great human beings.
Right.
But the thing is we all support and defend the Constitution of the United
Right.
States. So, and I love that concept of how you guys are doing that. It's like, they're not good for us, but hey, they might be perfect for ground.
No, we have great skills. Veterans come out of the military with a set of skills that are unique to us, I think. Whereas
Absolutely.
we learned the way to be disciplined in our approach to things, and the way to show integrity, to do the things that we should be doing, whether somebody's looking or not. So.
And you know what? And that hits it on the head is the soft skills.
Yes.
The soft skills that you can't teach in a university. You can't teach them on a whiteboard or an easel saying, hey, you know what? This is exactly the type of leadership that we need. We're putting men and women in charge of millions of dollars worth of equipment, in charge of lives. And when we say, we manage personnel, no, we're managing lives, because if we do the wrong thing when we're doing our job, guess what? Lives can be lost.
Yep.
So when you're putting a 19, 20-year-old kid in charge of that much responsibility, those are the type of people that you want to bring into your companies and your organizations. And not only that, they know when to show up on time.
Absolutely.
They know that they have to look the part. They know, they're not getting, obviously in the military, they're told, hey, you're going to be here at this time. This is the uniform you're wearing. But the thing is it's all about presentation.
Yep,
they're going to show, you tell them they should be there at 9 o'clock. What time are they going to be there?
That's right. 8:45.
8:45.
Or you're late.
Exactly. If you're not, and then they'll even show up at 8:30 because they're just going to hit, you know what, I'm just going to be safe. Just be safe.
So in my career, I don't know how many hiring managers have told me that exact same thing. I like to hire veterans because I know they're going to be where I ask them to be, on time, prepared, and they're going to do what I ask them to do.
Yeah.
Because they can do whatever. They don't mind doing the small tasks. They don't mind doing the big tasks. They don't mind running the project, because that's what they do.
And I tell you, the other thing is that if you give a veteran, say, hey, this job needs to be done by next Friday, they're like, next Friday, I'm going to get that done today. Because the thing is they don't like to waste time.
Absolutely.
They are going to do everything they can, because they're like, okay, let me get this done now, because now I can focus on all these other things that I have to get done.
Yep, absolutely.
And so the suspense dates that they give, they're going to beat them every time.
For sure.
So now we're going to shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Because, we talk about the corporate and everything like that. But the thing is, if they need to get, they can go right on FedEx Office, their website, because I just looked on FedEx Office. There's over 2,200 jobs out there around the country.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell all my people up there in the northern Michigan area that are getting ready to transition out.
Sure.
A lot of those National Guardsmen, they're all looking for jobs. And I know that there's a FedEx Office positions right up in there because I try to pinpoint where these bases are.
Yep.
And I tell them because, hey, I know the man. He's kind of lawless, but you know what?
Oh my.
Hey. Well, you were just saying you wanted to be a sheriff, like Sheriff Lawless. So, all right, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit. I want to go and I want to talk about your service. Okay. You went from 20 years in the military, but the thing is it would have been easy for you to hang up your uniform.
Absolutely.
But the thing is even though you don't wear the uniform, you're still serving your community every single day. Talk to me just about some of the things that you do to give back to the veteran community.
Absolutely. So, me and my wife joined, the veteran community, I guess, about 3 years ago. It's not that we ever just denied our service, but post-transition, you're talking about finding jobs, getting yourself set up for life and all
Absolutely.
that. I never didn't say I was a veteran. I'm proud to be a veteran, but I never really was out there shouting it like I am now or looking to assist. But we got to a point where we were missing something. And when you talk about being in our veteran community, having that camaraderie, having that structure to be able to talk to anybody about anything, regardless of what it is, regardless of it's an emotional issue, it's a family issue, it's a job issue, in the veteran community, you can sit down and talk with a brother or sister about whatever you need to talk to, and they're not going to judge you.
Right.
Because most of the time they've been through it, or if they haven't been through it, they understand what you've been through. So about 3 years ago, me and my wife got involved.
And boy, did you.
We did. We jumped out, and we don't do anything small. So.
You didn't dip your toe in, man. You did a cannonball.
We don't. So when we joined the American Legion and the VFW.
Okay.
Started getting really involved on the VFW side. My wife just found a good spot for herself. Started helping with membership. We've doubled the VFW membership in a couple of years now. My wife ran for commander. She's now the commander of the VFW. I am now the chairman of the motorcycle group. We have great things going on in our community, and not just with the VFW. My wife serves on the FVAC as well with you. We do whatever we can. It's not just about one certain organization.
Right.
If we have somebody ask us for something, we want to reach out to our network, be it the VFW, the FVAC, or just our friends and family within the community, to be able to assist wherever we can. And that's what we do. We like to give back. You talk about serving 20 years or however many years you did. There was a point where I did miss that piece of it, and now I'm glad I can give back. And using my skills as a HR recruiter, if I can help somebody talk through a resume or help somebody talk through an interview or talk through however, what are they doing, what are they looking for, and if I can't help them or Sheena can't help them, we're going to send them to Casey or Josh Futrell or Norma Hutchins or whoever we know in our community that can give them some assistance.
It's the network.
It absolutely
we
is.
say that in corporate America, that it's the power of the network, but
Absolutely.
The thing is, in the veteran community, it's just as powerful because it's you just said it. If you can't help them, Sheena can't help them, you're going to send them to me. You're going to send them to Josh. You're going to send them to Norma. You're going to send them to people that might be able to help them actually get past that hurdle. And when we help them get past that hurdle, guess what? We're improving their quality of life.
Absolutely.
And when we improve their quality of life, their mental state goes down, their stresses at home go down, and literally life can flourish for these veterans after they get out of the service.
Success stories are like people come to me and ask me, "Hey, I'm moving to the Frisco area. Let's take Rob Altman. He just won the belt on Project Reload at the Casino Royale."
Yes, he did.
I met Rob Altman at a Fort Hood Mega Career event 3 years ago.
Okay.
As he was transitioning out, and I talked to him about the Frisco veteran community.
Yeah.
He didn't know where he was going to land at that time. And while I didn't directly help him get a job, when he got here, we plugged him in, and look where he's at now. He's running the FVAC. He's wearing a belt from Casino Royale.
Yes, he is.
As a poker extraordinaire, but he's highly involved in the community as well. He's doing a lot of great stuff for us, and that's just one of the success stories of many that we have in our.
Yeah, because as soon as he sought me out, and he came into my office, and it was actually Sheena. Sheena connected us to said, "Hey, you guys need to talk."
Yep.
We ended up sitting down for about 3.5 hours, and we were literally just talking about all veteran issues here in this community. And literally, it's been okay. Hey, let's build this foundation. Let's build.
game. We're going to drop them down to, during the middle of the game. We're actually going to give out our VFW scholarships on the field. We're going to take care of, our veteran community, but we want to get the rest of our community involved too. So they can come out, bring their kids. There's going to be food. There's going to be sponsors. There's going to be
we're going to be broadcasting live.
There you go.
So we're going to be interviewing veterans left and right.
There you go.
It's going to be an amazing event.
So April 25th, but 6 weeks prior, we're going to start kickoff events.
Okay.
So March 14th, that's when we start. We're going to start advertising. We're going to start hitting it hard.
Okay.
One of the events is my motorcycle ride. So as the chairman of the motorcycle group, I'm having a motorcycle ride on April 18th. Okay. It's going to be the Mutter Ducking Fun Run.
You need to coin that phrase, right?
That's mine. I picked that. So Mutter Ducking Fun Run. So it's a motorcycle ride. We're going to ride about 60 miles around the area. We're going up to Little Elm. We're going to come back down through the South Little Elm, back down into the Colony, and then over to we're going to end up in Frisco, starting and ending in Frisco. It's going to be great.
How can people get involved with the ride?
How can people get involved with the ride? Everybody can get involved with anything with the ducks or the ride or any of our events by going to friscovfw.org.
Okay.
It's all listed there. It lists all the dates, all the times. We have several lead-up events coming up.
Okay.
If anybody wants to get involved, if anybody wants to come out, if anybody wants to adopt a duck. You can adopt a duck, get a chance to win prizes. That's kind of the big event on April 25th.
So when you say adopt a duck, let the listeners know exactly what they're talking about.
So you're going to adopt a duck, a rubber duck, and what happens is you'll get a rubber duck in the race at the river.
Okay.
You don't get the actual duck. It's not a live duck.
Okay.
But you'll get a number. You'll get a number when you.
But do they get to keep the duck?
They do not get to keep the duck.
Okay. I think that's why I was trying to say that.
Absolutely no.
Absolutely no. Okay. So where do all the ducks go when we're done?
So when we're done, we'll take the ducks, put them back in the crates, and send them back on to the next event. So we have an event that we're hosting as part of this big thing. So
basically, you have a numbered duck that's in the race. If your duck crosses the finish line first,
I think top 10 are going to get prizes.
Okay.
For a $5 donation, you can't beat that.
No.
We're talking about supporting your community, supporting your veterans in the community
for $5.
For $5. All of our money
less than a cup of coffee.
That's right. All of our money goes to support programs for the VFW.
Okay.
We have programs that support veterans, active duty, family members. We have scholarships. We have teacher recognition. We do a lot of stuff in our community. If there's a veteran that has an issue with something, they don't have to be a member of the VFW. All they got to do is let us know they need something, and we're going to help them. A veteran is helping a veteran. So our national logo is "No one does more for veterans." So that's what we do.
I love that.
What we do.
I absolutely love that, and I'm a member of the post as
are.
well. So
Absolutely.
VFW.
FriscoVFW.org.
FriscoVFW.org.
Yep.
All the information is on there.
All the information on there. Yep.
What do you guys need for that? I mean, are you still looking for sponsors? Are you still looking for?
We would not turn down any sponsors that want to help us. Absolutely not. So.
See, that's the right attitude. We will not turn down.
We?
Man, that's the same thing that was happening at Casino Royale the day before. People were like, "Are you still looking for sponsors?" I was like, "I'm never going to turn you down for sponsors."
No, absolutely. We can use money. We can use in-kind donations. We can use prize donations. That's what we're looking for. Those are the things we need to make this event a success for us in the long term.
Yeah.
We want this to be an annual event. If you want to get involved, we want you to be involved. For as long as you can.
Well, the Project Reload Duck's going to come in first place.
It may.
No, because I'm sponsoring a bunch of them. I'm actually one of the sponsors of the event.
Yes, you are.
Mark and I are going to be out there. We're going to have our little radio booth set up. We're going to be interviewing veterans left and right. So, the project. See, I want to decorate my duck. I actually want to put like Project Reload logo on it and everything. That's why I was saying, do they get to keep the duck? Because I want to decorate my duck.
We can maybe.
That
see
sounds
about
really weird for me to
a
say.
duck. I mean, let's work on that.
Maybe I'll just bring one of the big ones that just pushes everybody out of the way. So,
that's funny.
Hey, man, we are running short on time, and we got a lot of people out there that are watching, man. We got a whole bunch of people out there. James Trombley, Dana Cheney, your wife is out there. Hey, our good friend Jacob Schick is out there watching. Hey, thanks for all your guys' support.
22 Kill is involved with us on our ride and on our duck event.
That's beautiful. It's when other organizations are helping other organizations. That's what makes the veteran community so powerful. You just continuously... we help one another. If we can't, if I can't help them, I'm sending them to the VFW. The VFW, it's a camaraderie of just great human beings, great Americans that want to just give back to the community.
It's important. It's important for us. It's important for our veterans, and we want to educate anybody that wants the education, that wants to know about how they can help veterans. We're here for them.
Outstanding. So I always end every show with the one question. Okay. Again, you've hung up your uniform. You served with honor and distinction to the United States of America. You upheld and defended the Constitution of the United States. Like I said, it would have been very easy for you to just hang up your uniform and then close that chapter in your life and move forward and just live, in peace and quiet. But the thing is, you and your wife, that I know you met in the military. Yep. I'm not going to go and relive that story for you because I know that
y'all did that already.
I already did that. You got to go back and watch Sheena's show. But the thing is where you shared a soda or you bought a soda or whatever with 2 straws or whatever. But I'm not shaming you, but it was a pretty funny story how she admitted it. But the thing is you guys are serious philanthropic hearts. You guys have some great altruism between the two of you. Why is it that you guys continue to serve?
Well, like I said, we didn't start, giving back to the veteran community initially. Everybody has their own service. Everybody has their own time in service. Everybody does their own thing. When you're ready to give back, it's your time to give back. And you will know that. That's a question you have to answer yourself. And when we got to that point, we knew we wanted to do something. And the biggest thing for us is we can do it together. We can go to the VFW and do things together. We can go to the Legion and do things together. And we can go to any of our veteran events, and no one is excluded, for me and my wife at least. And we don't exclude anybody. And that's one of the key things we've really focused on as a VFW. We want it to be family oriented.
Yeah.
We want that key piece there because as we get younger veterans into our community now, they have jobs, they have families, they have kids. If you can't come to the VFW meeting and bring your kids, why would you want to come?
Exactly.
So we want that piece to be there, and having that family piece for us, that was the key for us, is being involved as a family. Our kids know what the VFW is. They know about the ducks. They know everything that we do, and they're involved with it too. They love what we do. We love having them involved with it.
I love that, man. You know what? I aspire to be you one day.
I doubt it.
No, you know what? That is just beautiful, because if you can't bring your family into it, then why do it?
Absolutely.
And the thing is we did that enough in the military.
Yep.
We did too many things in our life where we couldn't involve our families in. Now it's time for us to involve our families in everything we do and allow them to appreciate the things that these veterans have done for their lives.
Yep.
So I thank you so much for coming in today. Appreciate your service, brother. Appreciate everything you guys continue to do. Hey, we're running out of time here, but I just want to tell everybody, go out there and make an impact in somebody else's life today. Our word of the year has been impact. If you're not making an impact in somebody else's life, change what you're doing and go out there and make somebody smile today. Be kind to one another. And this is Vet Talks. We're out.